hits me, dear one, that the last two recordings across 2 different days, yesterday, now, because I'm on Thursday, yesterday's, the last recording was in a day that in some ways was devitalizing, in some ways itself was a contrast of the full the consciousness of the Holy Spirit in the morning. And as the day turned out, the appalling lack in a worship meeting in the evening, led by someone who is not spirit-filled. And the great loss of the company of, during the day, of the spiritual ones that I'd been experiencing in the first 2 or so the days, Monday and Tuesday of the week. And yesterday was turned into flatness from a high morning. Yeah. The loveliness about this creation is that it brings us to long for the good, which is to long for God when it's personified. A wonderful, perfect, loving, eternal, beautiful God. And we are swept up in a passion for God. And when you walk in dry places, you know it. Where's the passion for God today? You know, it's not somehow around me, such that you start to feel it's not in yourself. You're being pulled away by the things transitory of the world. And you cry out. You don't cry out in an orthodox way, perhaps, because you're obsessed with, I don't like this situation. I want you, God. I want you back in it. I want your presence, my awareness of your presence. And somehow I've lost it. Where'd it go? What did I do did I offend the Spirit? Show me, Lord. Show me. And I said to a lady who was very significant in leading worship in first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. It's probably reflected in my recordings. I'm not looking at them at the minute. I'm just talking to you. I said, are you all right? Oh yes, I wasn't leading it. Okay, I've got the explanation. And the dear soul's wrong. She's in a situation where she's at what should be a charismatic meeting, and she is filled with the Spirit so often, so much. And no, it's not that she should be leading it, but she should unquestionably be giving authority to the Holy Spirit to lead her as it does. And she, being dedicated to God in her life now, will respond beautifully to it and be in harmony with all those in the room who are also longing to be swept up in a passion. And so actually, I should have said to her, no, love, you weren't all right. You forgot you were at a place where in some sense we should have had full awareness of the loveliness of God, and it was being led by someone who was not led by the Holy Spirit. It shut you up, it shut me up, It made the place inharmonious. It dragged on. There was the semblance of worship which was like a corpse being dragged to the funeral pyre. We were wrong in some sense. She's wrong in the view that things should be led. Certainly it should be led. But not by us. By the Spirit. Yes, the Spirit in us. But it can be very out of place where there's not ears to hear. And if someone's been given the worldly authority of leading a meeting, and they're not being touched at present by this passion of devotion, but really by self-importance and leadership and organizational role and self and more self. Well, I suppose you should walk away. Unless you're going to courageously open up in the Spirit. And, well, consequences of that is that you're thrown out of the organization. It will spew you out. Yeah. Don't try to please worldly organizations, dear one. At the very least, walk away. You may think at the very best, stay there and fight. I don't think so. When you're persecuted in this city, flee into the next. We are sent. We're not here to inhabit and live. We are sent. We live in His grace, His provision, His ministry, and even here in this world until He lifts us and takes us to where we are truly in His family, in His kingdom, in heaven. It's spiritual, dear one, not carnal. We are spirit, and they that worship Him can only worship Him in spirit and in truth. Thank you.